And for each animation studio, there's always that one animated film that everyone could recognize, whether if it be their first film or their first big name franchise. For Disney, you have The Lion King. For Pixar, you have Toy Story. For DreamWorks, you have Shrek. From Sony, you have Spider-Verse, Blue Sky. They used to be known for Ice Age. And Illumination, obviously known for Despicable Me and the Minions. But if you ask me, what's the most iconic Ghibli movie ever made? For me, that answer is My Neighbor Totoro. Alright guys, this is the review that all of you have been waiting for, and I got my mom and dad joining me today.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for having me back, Cal.
No problem. And this time, Dad actually accompanied me this time instead of Mom.
I did. It was our first. I didn't realize till you said it yesterday. It was our first movie together in 4 years.
Yes, the last time we saw a movie together, just me and him, was Lightyear.
Yeah. I left disappointed. You were satisfied. Was not a huge fan.
Okay, well, that's a subject for another day.
But again, to get back to your original point, I still disagree with you on the most iconic Disney movie being The Lion King.
Well, Dad, I actually Googled that.
Yeah.
And, what was the most
It said The Lion King?
Yes. I mean, I kind of...
Okay, like I said, I still would have gone with Dumbo or Pinocchio or...
We're not going to open up that can of
the
worms.
golden age of Disney's animation.
So, yeah, this is... I know Google would say Spirited Away is the most iconic Ghibli film, but is Chihiro No-Face the mascot of the company?
No.
Then who is?
Totoro?
Yes. So that's why I kind of consider this the most iconic
Well, we
film.
talked about this on yesterday on the way to the movie, and I said I think Spirited Away is probably the most recognized Ghibli movie in America.
But what about international?
But international, I would say it's definitely.
I feel like it's not just America wise for all these studios. I feel like just internationally,
Okay.
like 8 billion people think of like each studio. Like, what is like the one film that kind of comes into your mind? I'm not gonna repeat it again because. Let's get to the meat of the.
Sorry, getting sidetracked here.
Getting the meat to the bun of this review.
All right.
Totoro just got re-released yesterday, and since I saw another Ghibli release, that means it's time for me to review it. And this is one that I'm probably the most pumped to do this year.
Is Ghibli your second favorite studio?
My top 3 favorites, number 3 is Ghibli, 2 is DreamWorks, and
Really? DreamWorks ahead of Ghibli?
I just think we're getting sidetracked. DreamWorks is better, and they make better films, but Ghibli has more consistency.
Agreed.
But it's time to review Ghibli. So make sure you grab your rain umbrellas and make sure you wait at the bus, because it's time to review My Neighbor Totoro. Now, this is one of those films where there really isn't much of a plot, but me and Dad will try our best to summarize the plot of it.
Well, I don't know if I could summarize the plot because, like you said, there really isn't much to it other than
we'll just explain like the events that happen.
It's 2 young girls
named Mei and Satsuki. Played by the
Fanning sisters.
The Fanning sisters, which is fantastic casting.
Yeah. The movie starts with they're moving with their father to the country.
Played by Tim Daly. A.K.A. Superman.
A.K.A. the best Superman. They move out to the country. I forget, did they say why?
Because they're visiting their sick mom.
Yeah,
that's
they're
in the
moving
hospital.
closer to her in the hospital.
Okay, that's right. I knew they were getting out of the city because of the mother, but I couldn't remember if it was like to get closer to her. Anyways, sorry. So yeah, so they move out to the country with their dad, and they get acclimated to their new house, and then May discovers
Acorns. And it's not Scrat from Ice Age with his acorn shenanigans.
Yeah, no, there's small acorns. So yeah, they find the acorns, and then
they find the soot sprites. Does this mean Totoro's a prequel to Spirited Away?
Well, it's definitely the same characters in both. The soot sprites.
Well, that's a theory for another day.
Yeah, we'll get into that another time.
So they discover the soot sprites, and they think the house is haunted. And the dad somehow loves to live in a haunted house.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just more of a Japanese thing where they're not really freaked out by haunted houses. I think Japanese culture in general has a closer tie to the afterlife and magic and a lot of stuff like that.
Considering most of the Ghibli Miyazaki films.
Yeah.
And they also meet new friends like, what was that boy's name?
I don't know what his name is.
Takoni, something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. They meet Granny. Even though it's not her grandma.
No, but everybody calls her Granny.
Which is weird.
The rest of the movie?
So they just kind of live their new lives and experience the supernatural things. Then one day, May was out in the garden, I think.
Yep.
And she finds little bunnies, which have human proportions.
Yes.
And she meets the
small and the medium.
And then finally, Totoro.
Yeah, she sneaks into the giant tree next door to their house and stumbles across Totoro.
Then one thing leads to another, and the family and Tatsuki also discovers the tree.
Yes.
And one rainy night, while they're waiting for their dad at the bus stop, she finally met
the cat bus. Oh,
Totoro and the cat bus.
Do you know where Totoro comes from?
Troll.
Yes, it's the Japanese word for troll. Well, it's Toru, which, with the way May says it, sounds like Totoro. So, it's kind of interesting little note.
So then time passed and something bad happens. They got a bad letter from
the hospital.
And that mom was getting worse and won't come that weekend.
Yes.
And then things only get worse. That May and Satsuki had an argument, and now May is lost.
Yes.
But with the help of Totoro and the cat bus, they somehow find May, and it turns out there was a misunderstanding, and the mother's just...
She had a cold, but she was still planning on getting out of the hospital soon.
Which you could say whoever made that note was kind of the real villain of the film. Well, not saying that this film has a villain, but like if you want to be technical, you could say whoever made that message.
Well, you know who wrote it, right?
Who?
Miyazaki.
What?
Yeah, he wrote
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we know. No, the letter in the film.
He wrote the movie, so.
Anyways,
all right, we're getting sidetracked again.
All right, and the film ends like that. Honestly, this film sucks. You know why?
Why?
Because the film is called My Neighbor Totoro, and Totoro doesn't appear that much in the film, even though his name is in the goddamn title. It's called My Neighbor Totoro, not My Neighbor's May and Satsuki. 0 out of 10, horrible movie.
All right, I know you're kidding.
I mean, what hasn't been said about Totoro that everyone has? Let's start with Mom, because she kind of out of all of us is the least interested and kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't really speak to me. Like you said, there's not a ton of plot. I didn't like that it really kind of was centric around a sick mom.
Well, not really, but like in the last 30 minutes.
They moved to the country to be with the sick mom. Like it's very sick mom centric. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, but you still think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but I think Ponyo is like way, like just more. When I think of Ghibli, I think of like fantastical things, and although the Cat Bus is pretty fantastic,
and Totoro,
Totoro, but it's like you said, they're not like huge parts of the movie. Ponyo is, it's like Ponyo is very Ponyo-centric.
I kind of meant that as a joke, Mom.
I know, but it's kind of true, though. Like, there's not a ton. I mean, it's way more Mei and Sasuke's, like, it's all focused around their interpretations, and that's what I think.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the only big criticism I would give. Not like the plot is bad or anything, it's just like, if you're a critic out there who really wants to watch a film for like a pretty big and simple or deep plot, then sorry, this film is not really for you. That's probably the only big criticism.
And like, what's the big takeaway of this movie? Usually there's like a pretty big moral behind a Ghibli movie.
Well, not every film needs to have a moral, right, Dad?
Well, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, though, what's the point of watching a movie if there is no, moral or just, resolution to the story? It just, I, on the flip side, the reason I like this movie so much is because it feels like one chapter in a book where there's a lot more chapters to be read when it comes to these characters. I like the fact that it's kind of short and sweet to the point. There's no villains in it. There's no bad guys. Unless
you count the telegram writer.
Well, yeah, but if anything, that could just be chalked up as a mistake, which it was.
I don't know.
I think they did it on purpose just to mess with us.
I'm just saying.
Well, crazier things have happened. It's possible. But no, I mean, I like the simplicity of it, and that's why, we were talking about this on the way to the movies yesterday. It's like, I really like Spirited Away, but one, I feel like it goes on for too long.
Yeah, my dad kind of agrees most of my points. Like, I like it, it's just, it is kind of overrated. Not on the levels of Finding Nemo or Happy Feet.
I still think it's a very, very good movie.
Like, even if it's not, the plot isn't really much.
Yeah, but it still feels like, to me, in my opinion, that it goes on for too long, and they should have kind of cut some stuff out of it. And again, it's still a very well-made movie, and I do like it, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I would kind of say, as of now, this is kind of the worst one out of the 5 currently.
Yeah. But again, I like Totoro just because, like I said, to me it's short and sweet and to the point, and it ends, I think, on a high note where the mother's gonna come home and they're gonna be reunited, and I don't know, I think it's just a nice, lighthearted, just fun movie.
Yeah, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I like the characters in it. I like, there's always some sort of magic involved in almost all the movies. And, I think the voice acting is great in it, and the story
even if the stars in this film aren't, like, super big names.
Well, you don't have to be. It's just, voice work, dude.
Fun fact, Satsuki is the same voice actor for Coraline in, Coraline. Mm-hmm. For some of you animation knowers, if they didn't know. And then you said, and me and my dad both agree this is probably the second best Ghibli movie behind Kiki's.
I would put it very close to Kiki's, but I would still give Kiki's Delivery Service the edge.
I feel like we can all agree nothing will beat it.
Kiki's, to me, is a perfect Ghibli movie.
Well, but I already made a review, and we talked about it several times, so we're not going to beat the dead horse.
Me personally, I would put Totoro.
Yeah, if I had to choose another favorite, this is going to be it.
Okay.
Do you have fun facts?
I got a few, nothing major, but let's see. The film has autobiographical elements. When Hayao Miyazaki and his brothers were young, their mother endured 9 years of spinal tuberculosis and spent much time in hospitals. Though not explicitly shown, it is suggested that Satsuki and Mei's mother also had tuberculosis as she was hospitalized in a sanatorium, leading to the family moving to the countryside. He mentioned that it would be too painful for him to create the film if the main characters had been boys instead of girls. So there's a personal touch.
I feel like, yeah, like if I kind of made like let's see if I made an autobiographical of me and Abby's relationship, and there was a scene that was going to be me and her going to the Mario Galaxy movie. I would probably switch the genders because it would kind of be a little...
Would you cut out the part about breaking your arm?
Yes. I would kind of switch the roles. Well, I guess there's no way out from that, but I would probably shorten that scene out because it would be too emotional.
Show you crying off camera.
All right.
Again, there's not a ton of digital stuff, but the name of the two girls, Satsuki and Mei, are connected to the month of May. Satsuki is an old Japanese word for May, while Mei, obviously, is a Japanese way of pronouncing the English word May.
Shut up, Dad. Everyone knows that.
Let's see what else we have. The movie initially did not do well at the box office. It did not break even until about 2 years after the release, when stuffed dolls based on the King Totoro character hit the shelves.
You know why, Dad?
Why?
It's because this film was not released alone. It came out the same time that Grave of the Fireflies came out, and
that was the next one I was going to get to. Its original theatrical release in Japan, it was double featured with Grave of the Fireflies.
Directed by Isao Takahata.
Yep. As the film was believed to be too big a financial risk as a standalone release.
And yep. In fact, less people saw Grave because they kind of want to leave out on a high note with Totoro.
Yep. And let's see, King Totoro is a mascot for Studio Ghibli. The tiny soot creatures also appear in Spirited Away, which we already got to.
So that leads to my... Guys, I'm going to leave you with a question. Do you think that My Neighbor Totoro is a prequel to Spirited Away? Comment below. And before we end it off, while we were kind of driving home to the theaters, I told Dad of a theory that two Ghibli fans believe that kind of merge into one. Mm-hmm. That being the Totoro Ponyo Kiki theory.
Let's hear it.
So, some fans believe that Satsuki might be a younger Lisa from Ponyo, the mother in that film, because their personalities are the same. Even just looking at them side to side, it almost looks like they
do look similar.
And another theory suggests that Ponyo and Sosuke grown up to be Osono and her husband from Kiki's. Mm-hmm. So this ultimately is kind of like the Pixar theory. If you don't know what the Pixar theory is, it's the idea where every Pixar movie is connected in a timeline, and when a new movie comes out, it adds more to the story.
Do you buy into the Pixar theory?
I mean, yes. It's one of my favorite theories ever. So, I apply that same theory to a few Ghibli movies. But there is one major flaw with this theory, and that's the times that the film takes place. In Totoro, it implies that it kind of takes place around the 1950s. And in Kiki's, it also takes place in the 1950s where World War II never happened. So in an alternate universe. But then, Ponyo takes place right around when the film came out, which was the late 2000s. So I want to confirm this theory to myself, but the times that the film take place
they never
just can't work.
Explicitly say when those movies are set, though, so I guess it's possible.
But if you kind of pay attention to certain scenes and like the tech they use.
Yeah, but sometimes in movies, they can be set in current times, but also retro. Like, for a good example would be Batman 1989.
Yeah.
It seems to be set in modern times, yet a lot of the stuff, the cars, just a lot of the setting seems to take place, men wearing suits with the bowler hats and that type of stuff. That seems to almost be like from the 50s. So some movies do that.
Well, Incredibles, I'll use Incredibles as another
good example.
Like in the prologue, it takes place like in the mid to late 40s when superheroes become popular.
Yes.
And then the 15-year time skip, it kind of takes place around 1962.
Yes.
But would think in some way it could take place in modern times?
Because look at Mr. Incredible's car. Do you really think that could have existed back in the 40s or 50s or even early 60s? Probably not. So a lot of the technology in that movie...
Well, it was only used by government.
True.
Like the citizens that in that film, they just kind of used tech that you would assume that they would use during those times. But like the super advanced stuff was only used for government or high class people.
Well, yeah, but look at The Incredibles 2, the maglev train. I mean, that's futuristic technology that didn't really exist until 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
I don't know. I want to believe this Ghibli timeline theory trilogy, but I feel like there are some flaws to it.
Okay. Well, what if you watch more Ghibli movies that you think might tie into your theory?
The Soot Sprites. So, I'm not gonna. Well, there's still a bunch of Ghibli films I haven't seen yet. So, all right, that's all we got for today. There is going to be one more Ghibli film that I'll review in the next month. Yeah. I can't tell you what it'll be, but it's going to be one more month wait for you Ghibli fans. All right. As always, like and subscribe. Please support my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for having me, Kel.
Bye.